Okay, let's talk about why it's so hard for you to get clients. My goal for this video is to change the way you think and show you the unspoken rules of outreach that are tied back to psychology and mental models. Because I can give you all the tools, the templates, the scripts, the strategies to sign clients. But if you don't understand psychology, then none of that matters. Now, this video won't have tons of animations or graphics. So if you're someone who can't sit through a raw video like this, where I show you exactly how to sign clients and change your life like I changed mine to sign all these clients and make multi-six figures every year online, then you're probably not gonna make it. Not with shadow operating or agencies or trading or anything, because those things requires focus. So if you can't focus, then you're not gonna make it. I hope you see my anger as love, because I see so many people online with potential who just don't make it because they don't have time to sit down and watch a video like this and learn. So please, for yourself, do it for you. Now, to understand why it's so hard for you to sign clients, let's break down what outreach and, of course, getting a client really is. It is simply you approaching a stranger online, whether it's via email or Instagram, and getting that stranger to pick you over all the other operators and saying yes to you, okay? And I always say this is like dating. Dating on Hinge or dating on Tinder, it's kind of the same thing, where you're a guy competing for one girl against multiple guys. So you must be that guy. Okay, you must be that guy, or as I always say, you must be perceived as that guy. But again, more on that later, okay? So first, what is outreach? It is simply 3 steps. Step 1, send a message. Step 2, book a call. Step 3, close client. Okay, so 3 steps. And really, outreach comes down to perception, where you increase your perceived value so high that literally a stranger says yes to being your client. That's literally all it is. Now, when I say perception, I mean it's the way you come across online, on Instagram, in your emails, the words you use, what you show as images in your emails, perception. And if you change these variables, your profile, your email, your scripts, again, your proof assets, then you can either increase your perceived value or decrease your perceived value. By the way, this applies to both beginners with no case studies and even veterans with tons of case studies, okay? You both play by the same rules. That's why legit beginners can go out there and sign clients in 7 days or in a month, even with no results or past case studies. I've seen it. My student Kieran got a client in 7 days in the dating niche because he had a high perceived value. Even with no results or no case studies, his perceived value was so high, the client said yes. Also, there was someone from my community who signed a client in like a month following the exact same strategies that I share with you here on YouTube. Because when I make these strategies, I always think about how can I increase your perceived value even as a beginner. That way a client says yes to choosing you. Again, I will always take this back to my analogy of dating. The client is a hot girl and you are the guy trying to land her on Hinge or Tinder. And you must have the right profile, the right job title, the right background, hobbies, looks, abs, right? All these things, or have the perceived value of these things to land that client or land that girl. And all of this comes across in your Instagram profile, your email subject line, your email profile picture, your email message, your DM script, your voice notes. Again, all these little things, they matter. Now, I'm someone who's a bit of a minimalist. I don't like doing work. So I always think, okay, what is the minimal work we can do here to get the maximum results? And with outreach and perceived value, I focused on the one thing that if all you do is this one thing, right? Just this one thing, the client will say yes to you. And that one thing comes down to being the wizard with the proven system. So you watching this video, you're probably young, right? You're probably born in the era of AI, technology, etc. And that is your advantage because these clients typically see you as a wizard with tech, AI, and all this new stuff. So you being young, that is your advantage. And you need to be perceived like a wizard with a proven system, proven roadmap, formulas, case studies, and just so much data. Data on the market, the niche, the content, the offers, everything that works in that niche or market or industry. This is why I tell every single beginner with no results or no case studies to go out there and do research. Go learn what's working in that niche, the offers, the content, the hooks, the angles, the funnels, the ads, and put all of that into a Google Doc or a Notion doc, and that will be your swipe file. Now, a swipe file is simply a collection of assets that work in that market. Again, they can be content, funnels, hooks, angles, ads, emails, anything that works in that niche or market, you want to put that into your swipe file. Now, once you have that, you're going to map out everything step by step. This will be your proven system. Again, you want to be the wizard with the proven system. And I found that having a proven system is the easiest way for any beginner to increase their perceived value so fucking high. It shows you're smart, you're hardworking, you've done the work, you've done the research, you're ambitious, and you have the copy and paste strategy to go into any niche and just fucking print money in that niche. And from the point of view of your clients, that is so attractive. It is, again, it's like dating. It is just so sexy because now you've increased your perceived value so high that they want to work with you. And they don't care that you're a beginner because now you have the proven system, right? The proven roadmap that works and you're the wizard. Again, you want to be the wizard. They need to feel like you know your shit And once they sign the contract, then you as the wizard, you're going to work your magic and print them money. And guess what? You will, because you've done the research and you know what works. So now it's simply copy and paste. That is the one thing to increase your perceived value so high that clients beg to work with you over anyone else. Now, there are 3 other ways you can do this, but they aren't as powerful as being the wizard. But, for the sake of knowledge and value, I will cover them for you. Again, all 3 of these are rooted in psychology and mental models. So the first is reciprocity. Now, this simply means that if you can give a potential client so much free value before they pay you or sign the contract, then that's going to increase their chance of choosing you to work with. There's been so many times that I signed clients because I gave away free value in the DMs or in a group, like free strategies, free advice, free techniques, and they just thought that I was smart. Again, I was the wizard with the plan, and they said, hey, let's do this. By the way, this is why showing them a proven roadmap in your outreach works so well, because before they even pay you or become your client, you are giving them a blueprint to print money. Like, how much more value can you give than a blueprint to print money? Like, what? That's insane. Having a free strategy to print money or just, succeed in their niche with their offer or funnel, and etc. Now, that was reciprocity. The second one is a novelty. And people are drawn to new things. In fact, there is an industry that literally makes money by selling you a new thing every year. Apple. They know people are drawn to buying new things. Well, guess what? Clients are also people, right? So clients love new things, and clients love new funnels, new strategies, new offers. So when you do your research and find and learn what works in the market right now, right as of right now, that is a new thing, aka novelty. So again, you want to approach them with a new strategy that they've never tried before. People will always buy replacement over repair. And it's why every year we buy a new iPhone, because it's replacement, it's new, it's not repairing the old iPhone. We're buying a new one every single year, or new tech, new laptops, new mics, new water every week. Okay, so you want to sell replacement, not repair. Okay, that was novelty. The last one, or the third one, is likeness. And this one is a bit weird, okay? Likeness simply means that you and your potential client share similar interests or hobbies or backgrounds. Now, for a lot of you, that won't be the case, but I found one trick for this, because we all consume content and we all learn from, people. So in my case, I've signed clients by simply showing books. Like this book right here, because clients would see the name on this book right here, and they would realize, okay, if Kim is reading that book and I'm reading the same book, then maybe both me and Kim think the same way. Therefore, if Kim works with my business, then Kim already knows how I think. Again, because both me and Kim read the same books or the same content, the same videos on YouTube, Instagram, etc. So likeness, having similar books, mentors, teachers as your clients. The obvious one right now would be Alex Hormozi. So if I were you, I would be milking these for all it's worth, to of course show likeness with you and your clients. Also, what's worked well for me in the past is sharing videos of big names in the marketing space or business space with potential clients, because that way it plants a seed in their mind where now I am tied to them learning new things from this new person. Like right here, before I signed my third client, I dropped him a video from Jeremy Haynes. Again, reciprocity, novelty, likeness, or being the wizard with a proven system. All this you can do as a beginner with no experience and no case studies. So you have no excuse. And if it's hard for you to sign clients right now, then now you know why. So just change the way you think and be the wizard with a proven system. As always, here's to your success. To my toast. All right, I'm out. See ya.